class. For today's video, we're going to discuss Chapter 2, Discrete Probability Distributions. Okay, so what do we mean by discrete probability distribution? So, a probability distribution for discrete random variables consists of the values that the variable can assume and the probabilities associated with the values. So, discrete probability distributions can be presented by using a graph, table, or notation formula. So, later we're going to use this following. So note that a discrete probability distribution, so PR or probability of X, must satisfy the following. So we have two, right? So first, 0 is less than or greater than to the probability of X. Then probability of X is less than or greater than to 1. So this means that the probability of each of the events in the sample space must be from 0 to 1. Okay? Then second one, the summation of probability of X equals 1. So this means that the sum of the probabilities of all the events must be equal to 1. Okay? So take note po dito sa dalawa. Okay, so let's proceed to the following examples. So, example number 1, constructing a probability distribution. So, in here, we're going to use table, formula, notation, so whatsoever. It depends. Okay, so first, consider the experiment of tossing a pair of dice. Okay, so pair of dice. So, letter A, construct the sample space for the sum of the numbers that appear after tossing a pair of dice. Okay? So, hahanapin natin yung mga sample space or what are the outcomes when we toss a pair of dice. Okay? So, letter B, evaluation to. What is the probability of 2? Probability of 7 and probability of 12. Okay, so evaluation po dito sa letter B. And letter C, construct the probability distribution for this experiment. Okay, so let's proceed to our solution. So for letter A, so 'di ba yung given problem natin is tossing a pair of dice. So, etong ginawa kong table, ito yung mas madali kasi kung iisa-isahin natin yung possible outcomes, mahihirapan tayo kasi, for example, 1, 2, 1, 3. So, ito yung mas madali. Table yung gagamitin natin. Okay? So, positive kasi wala naman nakalagay ito. So, positive tossing a pair of dice. So, we have first die. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then, dito naman, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, second die. Okay? Then, the probability of tossing a pair of dice, ito na po siya. So, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, take note po, tatapos tayo dyan sa 12 kasi pair of die. So, meaning, dalawang die, okay? Pero marami tayong outcome, possible outcome dyan. So, the total of possible outcomes when we toss a pair of die is 36. So, yun yung sinasabi ko sa inyo pag iisa-isahin nyo yung pagkuha or paghanap ng possible outcome of tossing a pair of dice, may hirapan kayo kasi 36 yung possible outcome, total number of possible outcomes when we toss a pair of dice. Okay? So, ayan po siya. So, the numbers along the first row are the numbers of the faces of the first die. So, ito po siya. And those along the first column on the second die. So, ito po siya sa taas. Okay? So, the rest of the numbers represents their sum. Okay? So, ayan po siya. Yung pinaliwanag ko na kanina. So, letter B, solution natin for letter B, the size n of the sample space is 36. So, pag binilang po natin yung lahat-lahat, so take note, once we toss a pair of dice, the result is always 36, or the possible outcomes, total possible outcomes is always 36. So, the instance when the sum is 2 occurs only once for 7, it is 6 for 12, it is 1. So, ipakita natin yan. So, ayan. Pag ilan ba yung possible outcomes if 2 yung lumabas? So, mayroon tayo dyan na 1 over 36. Pag 7 naman, probability na 7 yung lalabas. So, 6 over 36 pag 12, 1 over 36. So, now, paano po ba siya nakuha? So, dito sa probability na 2 yung lalabas, ito po siya. Okay. So, ito po siya sa 1. Okay, isa lang siya. Isa lang. And then, pag probability na 7 yung lalabas, bakit po siya 6? Ito. Tingnan nyo dito. Ayan yung 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 6 po yung outcomes. Pag hahanapin natin yung probability na 7 yung lalabas. Okay? So, pag 12, isa din. Kaya, ayan po. Okay? So, sa 1, isa. Sa 7, 6. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then, sa 12, isa lang. Okay? So, kaya ito yung sagot natin dyan. Okay, so, ayan. So, saan nakuha yung 36? Nakuha po yung 36 sa total number of possible outcomes when we tossed a pair of dice. Okay? So, letter C. To construct the probability distribution, we list all possible outcomes on the first row and write the corresponding probability for each on the second. So, ayan. So, dito, hindi na natin sinabay yung 1. So, start na tayo sa 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, possible outcomes, pag dalawa, so 1 over 36. Pag tatlo, 2 over 36. So, balikan natin kung paano naging ganyan. So, halimbawa sa, ayan po siya. Okay? So, pag probability na 2 yung lalabas, so isa. So, probability na 3 yung lalabas, so ayan po ha. So, balikan nyo na lang po siya sa table of values. Okay, so ayan po siya. So, pag 4, 3, and etc. Then, sa 12 is 1. Okay? So, ito po yung probability distribution if we tossed a pair of dice. And, sa module natin doon, wala doon na nakalagay or discuss or nakalagay doon, hindi nakalagay doon yung definition of histogram. So, sinabay ko na po siya dito. So, when we say histogram, so ito po yung itsura ng histogram. So, we can construct the probability distribution of a discrete variable using a histogram. So, ito po yung histogram. So, for example, we toss a pair of dice. Ito po yung mga lalabas. Okay, so ayan. So, yung mataas po is sa 7. Okay, kasi yung sa 7 doon, di ba, nasa 6 possible outcomes. Okay, so ayan po siya. This is an example of histogram. Okay, so let's proceed to another example. So, in here, sa module na po to, example natin sa module. Yung kanina example, wala po to sa module. Pinakita ko lang kung yung another way, dito kasi sa modules, iba yung way ng pag-construct of probability distribution. Okay? So, first example, construct a probability distribution for tossing 2 coins. Okay? So, take note po, 2 coins. So, ilan kaya yung lalabas or how many possible outcomes, total number of outcomes, or total possible outcomes if we toss a coin. So, of course, meron tayo dyan na 4. Okay? So, meron tayo dyan na tail, head. So, 1 tail, 1 head, 2 tails, and 2 heads. So, therefore, meron tayong 4 total number of possible outcomes. Okay? So, let's proceed to our given solution. So, the probability distribution is constructed by listing the outcomes and determining the probability value for each of the outcomes as follows. So, ito po yung given table. So, sa event natin dito, kung saan po ba ito nakuha, ito po yung sinasabi ko kanina na if we toss 2 coins, 4 po yung possible outcome. So, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, sa outcome, ayan na po yung lalabas. 2 tail. So, TH, isang tail, isang head. isang head, isang tail, and then dalawang head. Okay? So, number of heads. So, hahanapin po that we're going to focus in here the number of heads outcome. Okay? So, dito, tail, of course, 0. TH, so isang head. HT, isang head. Then, HH, dalawang tail. Okay? So, now, for the probability of PRX, so paano po ba ito makukuha ang 0, 0.25, 0.25, and 0.5? Okay, so now, first, i-add nyo po itong total number of heads. So, 0, 1, 2, 1, 2. So, i-add natin yan sa bali 4. Okay, so now, 0 first. 0, i-divide natin sa 4, yung total number of outcomes. 0 divided by 4, the answer is 0. Okay? So, 1 divided by 4, the answer is 0.25 or simply 1/4. Okay po, so 1/4 if decimal point. Okay? Next, for 1, 0. Same 0.25, and then for 2 divided by 4, the answer is 0.5 or 1/2. Okay? So, yung sa module nyo po is nandun is lahat 1/4. So, may error lang po sa module. So, kinarek ko lang po dito. Okay po? So, kung gusto nyong sumunod sa module habang may video record, kung mapapansin nyo po dun is iba yung sagot dito, kinarek ko na lang po. Okay? So, may mga errors lang po sa module. So, okay, so, in constructing a probability distribution, gagawa po tayo siya ng sarili nating histogram. Okay, so, paano ba natin gagawin yung histogram? Gagawin po natin yung histogram based doon sa possible outcomes. Okay, sa probability distribution na gamit natin. So, like, for example, dito po sa given table. Okay, so, first, diba sa 0 yung result, so, wala na yan. Hindi yan kasabay. So, sa 1, di ba doon sa 1 is pareha siya 0.25. So, isa na lang yung nandito. So, dito po siya. So, half, 0.25. And then, yung 2 doon is nasa 0.5. Okay, kaya mas mataas siya. So, ito po yung variable x dito sa vertical or horizontal axis rather. And then, dito po yung probability sa vertical axis. So, note that the values of the variables are plotted on the horizontal axis. Okay, so ayan. While the probabilities of the values of the variable x are on the vertical axis or y-axis. Okay? Okay, so let's proceed to our next example. So, number 2. If a single die is rolled, construct a probability distribution for the values of the variable and the corresponding probabilities. So, dito is isa lang. So, of course, if single die lang, the total number of possible outcomes is 6. Okay? 6 lang po. So, for our solution, okay, so ayan. The sample points of the sample space consist of the values or outcomes of the variable x. So, which is, ayan na po siya, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So, the probability of each of these outcomes is 1/6. Okay? Kasi pag single die lang, lahat po yan, the result is always, or the outcomes probability is always 1/6 or 1/6 each outcomes. Okay po? Okay. So, hence, the probability distribution is presented as follows. So, ito na po siya. So, for event natin, so first, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ito na po yung result or possible total number of outcomes if single die. And outcomes, x number of that. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then, for our probability is, lahat po siya 1/6. Okay? So, ayan na po yung probability distribution, yung sa table natin. And after po gumawa ng probability distribution, gagawa na tayo ng sarili natin na histogram. Okay? Okay, so ayan. So, the graph or the histogram of the probability distribution for rolling the die is shown below. Okay, so di ba lahat sila 1/6? So, ayan po siya. Lahat po siya dyan pantay-pantay. So, Note that the 6 value of the random variable x are located on the horizontal axis. Okay, so ayan, so x. And the probabilities of x are located on the vertical axis. So, the probability of each of the 6 events is 1 over 6. So, hence, the total probability is equal to 1. Bakit? Kasi pag inad po natin sila lahat, pag inad po natin yung lahat, it is equal to 1. Okay? So, balikan po nyo yung kaninang, yung dalawang kailangan natin na sundin, yung 0 to 1, tapos yung summation is always equal to 1. Ito na po siya dapat. So, hindi siya pwede mag total sa 2, sa 5, or whatever. Basta, yung lahat ng possible outcomes, dapat equal siya sa 1. Okay? Okay, so let's proceed to number 3. On a certain 6-day period, an office canteen keeps records of the number of customers it served each day from Monday to Saturday. So, the number of customers per day was represented by X as follows. Okay, so ito po yung table natin. So, we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So, for the number of customer X, so recorded po to. So, for Monday, 483. For Tuesday, 651. For Wednesday, 495. Thursday, 567. Friday, 690. And Saturday, 265. So, now, we're going to construct a probability distribution and prepare a graph for the number of customers of the office canteen for the 6-day period. So, gagawa na po tayo dyan ng probability distribution. So, we're going to use the histogram. Okay, so for our solution, the probability distribution is shown below. So, ito po yung day natin. We have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then the total. So, number of customers, so, given na po to, wag tong problemahin. And then, i-add po natin sila lahat. We have 3,151. Okay, so lahat na po yan pag in-add natin. Now, paano po ba ito na makukuha na probability of x? So, para makuha siya, di ba yung total lahat nila is 3,151. So, first, 483 divided by 300 or 3,151, the result is 0.15. Okay? So, pwede nyo siya itry sa calculator nyo para masigurado nyo kung tama ba na 0.15 yung result. So, same goes with 651, i-divide nyo sa 3,151, so the result is 0.21. The same goes with 495, 567, and etc. Okay? So now, yung lahat po ng result dito sa probability of x, i-add natin siya lahat, dapat equal siya sa 1. Halimbawa, hindi siya nag-equal sa 1, halimbawa 1.2, 1.5, or 2, meaning, may mali po sa na-compute nyo. Okay, so dapat total po siya sa lagi sa 1. Between 0 and 1 lang. Okay po, hindi siya pwedeng 1.5, 1.9, 2 point something. Okay? So kasi magiging ano siya, hindi nyo mafa-follow yung kanina sa binigay natin na condition. Okay? So, okay, so ito na po yung histogram natin. The probability of x for each value of x is computed by dividing the numbers. Ito na po yung sinabi ko sa inyo kanina. So, computed by dividing the number of customers for each day by the total number of customers for the 6-day period. So, the graph or histogram of the probability distribution is shown below. So, ito po, number of customer. So, yung sa 6-day natin, 483, 651, 595, 567, 690, and 265. Okay? And then, ito po sa taas yung kaninang na multiply natin dito. Okay, so ito. Yung sa probability x. Okay? Okay, so ayan. And then, so for example, sa 483, 0.15. So, ito po sa paggawa nyo ng histogram, since sa module kayo dito gagawa, isakto nyo na lang po, okay? Halimbawa, 0.16, So, ayan, 0.15. Kayo na lang bahala kung paano nyo sila masasakto. Okay po. So, ayan. For example, 0.2. Ilan yung sa 690? So, tingnan nga natin. So, sa 690 is 0.22. So, 0.22. So, ayan. Nasa dyan. Bago magkalahati. Kasi yung kalahati is 0.23. So, kayo na po bahala kung paano nyo siya isasakto. Okay? So, next. Okay. So, that's all for today's lesson class. So, if you have any question about our topic for today or discussion, so, pwede niyo akong i-ask sa natin sa messenger, i-chat lang po ako. And then, for your activity, nasa weekly plan na po. Kailangan nyo lang sundin dun kung alin yung mga dapat nyong sagutan. Okay? So, goodbye class and see you in our next video lesson.